What's good, y'all? It's your boy Battlestarter 3.0, keeping the action going with the Star Wars The Black Series, Sabine Wren from Ahsoka. Alright, so, had the first look, I'm dropping the review about a week after the first look, so I apologize for the delay, y'all. But yes, we are finally getting into the full review for Sabine here, and she is a very nice figure, as to be expected, alright? Most of the Black Series figures usually don't disappoint, at least not too much. So, in my collecting experience, I definitely haven't had one that's like truly disappointed me yet. So, hopefully, that continues to be the case. But yeah, Sabine here is another banger, alright? Very, very glad to have her. And like I said, I'm trying to complete my Ahsoka collection. So, I still need Hera. This Harrison Dula, I need Thrawn, I need the HK Assassin Droid, I need a Marok, and that might be it. I think I need her droid. She has like a little droid in the show, right? Yeah, Scrapper. Yeah, I think I need. I don't know if they made a Scrapper in the Black Series. I think they did, but if they did, I definitely need him. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something else. I don't know if they made like one of those little cat things that she hangs out with, like in the first episode. I think they did, but I don't. It didn't come with her. I think I've seen it come with something else, like another figure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one of those in the Black Series. So maybe I'll get that guy at some point. But for mainline characters, at least we have Sabine here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get her on the rotating display stand so we can see a nice 360 of her, alright? And here we bring her in just a little bit, make sure she don't fall. So let's make sure her feet are planted well before we get spinning here. Thank you, Sabine, alright? And let's get rotation now. Spinning her the opposite way this time that we normally do. She's going, clockwise. But yeah, there is Miss Sabine, and like I said, she looks really good, man, front to back. Very nice details. A lot of nice things going on here. So, yeah, we'll give her, a couple more spins, and then we'll take her off, look at some accessories, and get into play and display before we take a closer look at her. Alright, she's coming around. We'll go ahead and stop her here. Alright, got that nice side profile action. Cool. So take her off, put her aside for just a second, and to show you some of the things that she comes with, we'll start off with the helmet, the iconic Mandalorian helmet. She is, I guess, technically a night owl, so she has a very similar helmet design to people like, Bo-Katan and Koska Reeves and all those guys from the Mandalorian, so that is really cool to see. But yeah, I like her helmet design. I think it looks really cool. I like how it, kind of matches. I mean, obviously it matches like the rest of her outfit, but I like how even the kind of like magenta color for, like the front right here is somewhat close to like her hair color. Obviously her hair is like a little more purple, definitely a little bit more of like a blue color, I guess, going on in her hair. But I like this magenta color. I like just the overall design of this helmet. I think it looks really good, and I like the paint. Like, I don't know if this is like show accurate, how there's like a little bit of like paint chipping up here on this white part, or if that's just Hasbro, not doing a great paint job. But either way, I don't think it looks bad. I mean, I think it actually looks really good. I think it kind of gives the helmet some character. Like, she's been wearing it for a while, so it's not completely brand new and polished. I kind of like that, actually. So that's pretty cool. Nice black for, the visor there. And then the two kind of, I guess, like owl eyes, right? The little blue dots on the side there. Those look really nice. She has a little viewfinder that can move down as well. So she can scope, lock onto the enemies, just like, any other Mandalorian. So that is pretty cool. And yeah, like overall, very nice paintwork on the helmet itself. So you got like even this little design right here, this kind of nice light gray color coming around to the back. You can see she's got her little vent thing back here, so that's cool. And coming around to the other side, very similar pattern, pretty much the same thing. But yeah, very, very nice. And it does fit on her head very well. So I'll go ahead and, yeah, I guess I'll just show you right now what that looks like. So the helmet does slip onto her head very easily. You just literally just slide it down and boom. Now you have your helmeted Sabine Wren. And I really like how it looks. I think the proportions actually look really good when she has the helmet on. You know, like, yeah, I mean her head obviously does look like big, right? But I mean that would be the case with anybody in a helmet like this, right? Especially if you're wearing like a form-fitting type of outfit and then you put on a helmet, you're gonna look like a bobblehead, unless typically speaking, unless you're like a pretty big person. But you know, Sabine here is like pretty slim, kind of, you know, petite, so she has she's gonna look like she has a big head when she has the helmet on. But you know, that's to be expected. So the proportions I think overall look really good, very natural. So I like that it goes over her head very easily and it looks great. So let's take this off, all right? And then let's take a look at her blasters. So she has both of her blasters in her hand. I don't know the official name for these blasters. If you guys know, drop a comment below, please, and let me know. I'm not super up on the terminology for the Star Wars weapons other than lightsabers, right? So, but I know a lot of the blasters have pretty cool names. So, yeah, if you know, please drop a comment and let your boy know. But yeah, here is the first blaster we got, which looks very nice. Got some good paint on it, nice silver paint, and this kind of darker, like mustard yellow color on it, which looks really nice, very, very nice. So she can hold that, and then you have the kind of black, I don't know if it's paint or just molded plastic. It's kind of shiny, but you know, for the grip, for the handle of the blaster. So yeah, that looks very nice. Reminds me a little bit of like a Star Trek, you know, phaser. You know, so that's pretty cool. So she has that one, and then she has another one just like it, except with blue instead of yellow. So it's got like a darker kind of blue color in place of where the yellow was on this one. But yeah, same design. Pretty simple, but nice looking blaster. So yeah, there you go. So you got her two blasters, and then she does, of course, come with Ezra's, I'm assuming, first lightsaber, right? The old one that he had, that I guess he passed on to her. But yeah, this is, you know, Ezra's lightsaber that she uses in the show. Has quite a few battles with, or at least like a couple battles with Shin Hati with this lightsaber, so that's dope. But yeah, pretty nice design, you know. I'm assuming it's not entirely show accurate as far as like the paint colors and whatnot. I didn't examine it super close, but I think for the most part this looks pretty good. The sculpt is good. I like that they at least got like the silver paint on there. I think that's pretty cool. And then the black. So, yeah, pretty nice sculpt all around. And then of course you have your little hook down there, your little D-ring, so that you can clip it onto her belt, which it was a minute ago. I'll show you that again in a second. Well, actually, I'll show you now, just get out the way. She does have a nice like little hook right here by her belt. So all you gotta do is slip that D-ring over that and get it on there. Let's see. And the hook itself is made of a kind of like bendable plastic, so it'll kind of move a little bit, but yeah, there you go. And now you have it hanging right there by her side in front of one of her blasters, and it looks great. So yeah, that's how she looks with the saber at her side. I'll take that off and show you the blade installed. And I really do like this blade. It's a nice, really nice shade of green, nice vibrant green. And voila, there you have Ezra's saber ignited. And like I said, very, very nice green color on this, pretty vibrant. I like that a lot. I like that it isn't too light, you know, it's a nice bright green. And yeah, looks very, very good. Love the green color. So yeah, and that is all of her accessories. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at Sabine herself. Here we go. All right, man. So let's do plain display first, and then we'll get a closer look into the details. So, starting with her head articulation, she can look up pretty nicely. She's on a ball peg. As far as I can tell, the neck is pretty much stationary. It might move around a little bit, but I don't think it's really meant to move as far as like adding more articulation. But she can look up pretty decently, right? Sculpt of her hair, probably runs like a little bit into her collar, but she can still look up pretty far, so that's good. She can look down very nice as well, so that is nice. She can almost tuck her chin in if you like really push, which is probably gonna pop up back up a little bit. Obviously the full 360 there, very nice, and nice side to side tilt. I felt like her head felt a little bit loose when I first like got her out the packaging. But I just opened up my Ezra figure. You guys will see the first look at that. I'll be posting that later today. But I feel like Ezra kind of had the same thing going on too. I mean, it's not like a super loose head or anything, but like not to the point where it's going to be like an issue. I think it's just I feel like it's a little bit looser than maybe it should be, or like compared to other Black Series figures. So that's just something to mention. But yeah, it doesn't feel like floppy loose, like it's just bobbling all over the peg or anything. There's definitely like still some friction there, which is good, and they can hold a pose. So that's like the most important thing. But I just wanted to mention that, just a little bit of looseness on the peg. But yeah, let's start with the arm articulation for the shoulders. She can go out to the side real nice. Shoulder pads kind of run in, but she can get a nice horizontal out to the side, 90 degrees or 180, I guess, however you look at it, if you're looking at the straight line thing with both arms. Oh, and actually, yeah, I'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, her arms can come forward, of course. Backwards, you get that full windmill 360 action. No bicep swivel, as you would expect with Black Series, but she does have a nice single jointed elbow that allows her to get maybe a little better than 90, so that's good. And yeah, elbows coming back out. The elbows, do have a swivel, so she can swivel at the elbow, so that'll kind of make up for the, no bicep swivel. She does have it in the elbow, so that's nice. And then as far as the hands, you can rotate them, of course, 360, and then she has vertical hinges for the hands, which is nice. For her blasters, that's going to help her get some nice, dynamic posing with her blasters and the lightsaber. So you have vertical hinges on both hands. For the torso, she can rotate at the top here, and it's done really nice. It basically, like right where her armor ends on the torso, that's kind of like, the point at where she's rotating at. So that looks really good, doesn't break up the sculpt or anything, so that's very, very nice. She gets a little bit of leaning side to side, so that looks good. Nice wiggle room in there. She can crunch forward only a little bit. Not the greatest, but it's a Black Series, so we don't expect too much. Leaning backwards, also pretty nice, a little bit, definitely more than going forward, so that's good. And again, the sculpt isn't broken up too much. It looks nice all around, so that's very nice. Yeah, and then starting for the legs, we can kick up, get a nice high kick, about like or at least 90 degree kick. Very, very good. Kicking backwards, only a little bit, runs into the sculpt, of course. And then no thigh swivel. Yeah, no thigh swivel, but at least we have a nice sculpt for the pants. We have a single jointed knee on each side that allows her to bend back about that far, so that's pretty good. She's coming up at least to like the level of, the beginning of her ass, right? And then as far as rotation, you do have rotation in the knee. So you can like swivel her foot down here, side to side, as well as turn it, so that's pretty good. Yeah. No. Oh, I take that back. She even has independent boot swivel. So yeah, even from the boot, you can actually turn it independently of that upper joint, like where her knee is at. So yeah, I didn't know that. But yeah, she's got some boot swivel in there, so that's dope. And then her feet go down all the way to the tippy toes, hinge all the way up like that. Pretty good, pretty good before it runs into her, shins. And then she does have a nice ankle pivot for each foot. And kicking out to the side, she gets literally a perfect splits. Like, can't get more perfect than that. I mean, that is beautiful. So Sabine is quite flexible in the leg area. All right. But yeah, that's dope, man. So Sabine has a very nice set of articulation overall. Very good play and display options for you. All right. And yeah, she's going to look great on a shelf or wherever you decide to display her. So let's get a closer look at the details. So I really do like Sabine's, Mandalorian outfit. I think it looks really cool. It's very kind of different than all of the other like Mandalorian fits that I've seen. It's very unique. I like how she has like all this stuff going on in her chest. Like people might say it's busy or whatever, or like maybe too much, but I like it. I think it looks pretty good. I like these kind of like line patterns and whatnot. Kind of reminds me of like Tron, like how their suits like light up and you see all the streams of light traveling through the suit. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that, so I like that a lot. And then the orange color, that's very different. I feel like you don't see that a lot for Mandalorian armors. But then again, I'm kind of new to it, so I'm still learning a lot about Star Wars. So maybe this kind of stuff has been around forever, and I just didn't know. But I feel like Sabine has a very standout outfit, so I like it a lot. I like that Hasbro included both of these symbols on her shoulder pads. So you got the Rebels symbol right here on her right shoulder, which looks really good. So very nicely painted or printed, however they did it on there. Got the lights catching this, see if I can get some focus. It's kind of shiny. Focus on it. Yeah. So the light's kind of catching it, but yeah, it's done in like that magenta color, that rebel symbol, and then it's encased in the yellow circle, so that looks really, really nice. And then on her left shoulder pad, she has this bird or whatever. I think I looked it up on Google to see what it was called. I think it's called like a convoy or a convor, and I guess it's kind of specific to like Ahsoka. Like it represents like Ahsoka's like familiarity with the Force or something like that. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I like the kind of lighter blue color that for this particular shoulder pad that surrounds it, because it definitely helps the design kind of pop out. And yeah, very nice sculpt work for the wrinkles in her sleeves, and the gauntlet piece itself looks very, very nice. I'm assuming they might be like missing some paint on this, but I mean, even as it is, it looks really, really nice. I could be wrong. Maybe they got the paint like perfect in all the right spots. But yeah, you got like that lighter kind of, kind of like gray color. It's done in a not super shiny. Yeah, it's like a duller type of gray. And then you have the kind of like darker gray, or is that gray or blue? I guess it's actually like a blue, I guess. Or I don't know, like a bluish gray for this little piece right here, but it looks pretty cool. Nice sculpt work. And then you have this pretty cool yellow pattern on the inside of her gauntlet that looks pretty nice. So yeah, Sabine's got a lot of stuff going on in her fit, but I do like it a lot. Like the little intricacies of her outfit, I think look pretty cool. You got the this like little orange pattern that's continuing kind of like from the top or like from the front coming to her back, and then some more of these lines. Nice darker gray color for the middle there. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, man. I like it. And the overall kind of like dark brown color for her outfit looks like has like a leathery look to it. Very, very cool. The boots. I like how the shin pads again have some of that. I like how she kind of has like an asymmetrical design, like especially like in her shin pads, you got like this bright orange and then the kind of magenta on this side, and then this side you have like a much more faded orange, and then it almost seems like there's no line on this side, and then you have like a dark color down the middle. So yeah, I like the asymmetrical design of her suit. Very, very cool. But yeah, man, very, very nice details. And you got this kind of like reddish brown color I feel like it's very similar to like Obi-Wan's boots, like Episode 3 Obi-Wan. I feel like this is like a similar color to like the boots that he wears, but yeah, you got some nice kind of gunmetal gray, silvery color for the buckles here. Very, very nice. And of course, the hook for her lightsaber, or Ezra's lightsaber, I should say. And these pouches, they do hold the blasters very well that she has at her side, so I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like stored on it. So I'll plug one blaster on this side, and they do fit very snug. I can get it in there. Okay, yeah, there we go. And just slide it down, and that fits pretty nicely. You can see like the front of the blaster sticks out just a little bit past the pouch. But yeah, I think that looks pretty nice at her side. And you can do the other one. So I'll put this one in here. Slide that down, and boom. Now she's got both of her blasters stored. I guess I didn't push this one quite down as far because it's not sticking out. But yeah, there you go. I think that looks pretty good. Both of her blasters stored at her side. Holstered, as you might say. But yeah, I like it, man. This is a pretty dope Sabine figure. She, like I said, she was kind of a hard find. Her and the white version of Ahsoka were a hard find for me, but luckily I was able to find both of them at the collectible shop that I go to. So yeah, the same guy hooked me up with both. So shout out to my man. Appreciate you. And yeah, so guess that's about it. That's pretty much it. She doesn't come with too much, obviously no blast effects or anything like that, but just like overall as a figure, I think she looks great. She poses great, really nice set of articulation, very nice details, and yeah, she's gonna make a great addition to the collection for your Ahsoka lineup if you're collecting the Black Series or any Ahsoka, any line that has Ahsoka figures in 1/12 scale. She should fit in quite nice. Except for like maybe the SHF Ahsoka, which we'll look at right now in size comparisons, because obviously SHF Ahsoka is too big, but that Mafex one should look a lot better next to Sabine here. But yeah, yeah, and I like the kind of black paint for her fingerless gloves. I think that looks pretty good as well. And yeah, she holds all of her weapons, very well. I think I for sure put the blasters in her hands, because you guys saw that at the beginning of the review. I think I put the lightsaber in her hand. I'm not sure if I've put it in her hand yet and posed her with it, but she does have a pretty nice grip, at least for the blasters. So I'm assuming the lightsaber is, just the same. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the size comparisons. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Let me make sure she's standing straight here. And yeah. Real quick, I'll just show you guys some images of what she looks like as far as like the show, in case you want to compare that with the design of the figure. I mean, I think Hasbro did a pretty good job on it, for this, this type of figure at this price point. I think they got some pretty nice details in it. And for the most part, I feel like they captured all the details in the show. So, they might have missed very minor things here and there, but as far as I can tell, they got pretty much everything right. So there is a little image of Sabine. Oh my gosh, sorry, get this crap out the way. All right, there is Sabine. Zoom in. That is your live action Sabine. I forget the actress's name all the time, it escapes me, but she's very pretty, so I feel like they did like a decent job with the likeness. I forgot to mention that with the head sculpt. I mean, it definitely doesn't look 100% like this, and the Hot Toys version is obviously a lot better as far as the likeness goes, but yeah, I think they did a pretty good job at this scale. I think they got most of her features right. I feel like on the figure, her face might be just a little bit narrow, like a little more narrow than how she actually looks, but again, that 1/12 scale, not a huge thing to complain about. It's only so much detail you can get at such a small scale, but yeah, I think overall the likeness was decent. You can definitely look at her and know who it's supposed to be, so that's a good thing. And then you have these two images, which I think look pretty cool as well. You know, one unhelmeted Sabine, and then your full Mando Sabine right there with the helmet on. But yeah, I think they pretty much nailed it as far as the details go. So there is that. But yeah, let's go ahead and do size comparisons. We got some people to put Sabine up against. All right, so for size comparison purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the helmet off. And let's zoom out here a bit. There we go. Sorry for my fingers in the way. But yeah, let's go ahead and get her next to some Black Series. So we'll start off with fellow Ahsoka members. We have Morgan Elsbeth from the Black Series and Shin Hati from the Black Series. And these two were definitely some serious enemies in the show. You can tell Shin Hati is obviously a little too tall, but you know, like I said, I am going to try to do the mod for her, make her a little bit shorter, so she should scale with Sabine a lot better once I do that. But yeah, there's your size comparisons. I feel like Sabine is definitely taller than Morgan in the show. Which yeah, I guess she is, yeah. Hopefully that's showing up on camera that she is a little bit taller. Because she's only supposed to be, I think, like 5'3", and I think she is like 5'8" or something, or 5'7". No, she's 5'8". I think she's like 5'7". She's like the same height as Ahsoka. So yeah. I mean, the figure, yeah, in person is definitely a little bit taller. So I mean, I guess that's good. Guess that works out for scale. So we'll move them. Got you, Sabine. I got you. No falling on my watch. All right, we'll move them out the way. Let's see, for some SH Figure Arts comparisons, we have the SHF Darth Maul. Get him standing here. This is the first release of Darth Maul. All right. And then, of course, we have Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi right here from SHF. Back those up. And yeah, I think they scale pretty nice with her. About 5'10". I believe Ray Park is like maybe 5'9" or something like that. I forget. 5'7". He's not that tall, so him being like around the same height as her, I think that looks pretty good. So there you have those two. Getting them out the way. Here she is with a Black Series Dark Side Ray from The Force Awakens. And then we have Baylan Skoll, another Ahsoka member. Turn them a little bit more. And there you have them. And yeah, I think that looks really good. Baylan is towering over her, so I like that a lot. He definitely should be quite a bit taller than her. And I think Rey looks pretty good too. I'm not exactly sure how tall Daisy Ridley is, but I think that looks pretty good. So there is that. Moving them aside. Get some more Black Series. We have the Duel's End Darth Vader. And then we have a Phase 1 Clone Trooper. And there you go. I think that looks pretty nice. Wow, they're actually a lot taller than her. Even the Clone Trooper, I wasn't expecting him to be that much taller. But Sabine is, yeah, Sabine's kind of a short figure, so yeah, there is that. Moving them aside, let's see. Lightning Collection, we have a Lost Galaxy Green and a In Space Silver Ranger. So I think those all look pretty good. What y'all think? They're definitely quite a bit bigger than her. Most of the Lightning Collection figures are kind of big. They're like more towards Marvel Legends scale. For some Mafex, we have the Mafex TASM 2 Spidey with a Farrell head sculpt and the Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. His head's kind of tilted a bit, but you get the idea. So that's those two. And let's see, we'll get a ZD Toys Thanos and McFarlane. Get him standing. Hold up. I'm just gonna take all that off. Alright, there is ZD Toys in-game Thanos and McFarlane Toys Catwoman from the Batman. And yes, much taller figures, 7-inch scale. He's around 8 inches in height. So yes, much bigger than Sabine. And finish it off, we got a Mattel Feora from Man of Steel and a Batman Begins Scarecrow from the Movie Masters line. Alright, and of course we have to see her with her Jedi Master. We have Mafex Ahsoka right here, and the SH Figuarts Ahsoka, who as you can see is much bigger. So yeah, definitely the Mafex is better as far as scale. So that's what I would recommend if you're only gonna get one of these Ahsokas. Those out the way. And then we have the Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And Count Dooku from Black Series. So it looks pretty good. Cobb Vanth from Black Series. And a Marvel Legends Ned Leeds. So yeah, that's going to do it for the size comparison. So thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you have this figure? Do you plan on getting it? What did you think about Sabine in the show, if you've seen it? And yeah, I really liked her character. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to be watching Star Wars Rebels very soon. And I'm really enjoying the Clone Wars right now. You know, watching Ahsoka's journey, seeing her progress is really great. But yeah, can't wait to get to, you know, some more Sabine. So that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. May the Force be with you. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.